Welcome to the Better Together podcast, where we look for ways we can work together to advance the gospel of Jesus Christ. Today, we have with us Dr. Kenneth Eagleton. You probably know him as the Director of Global Partnerships with IM, but you may not know that he's also the Secretary of the International Fellowship of Free Will Baptists. And so, first of all, thank you for joining us today, Dr. Eagleton. We appreciate this.
Oh, it's a pleasure to participate.
So we may have some listeners on here that may be Free Will Baptists, and they say, I have never heard of the International Fellowship of Free Will Baptists. What is the International Fellowship of Free Will Baptists? Tell our listeners what that is, that group.
Okay. Well, the International Fellowship brings together national associations of Free Will Baptist churches from, different countries. It meets in person once every 3 years. In 1992, there was a consultation that was called with representatives from several countries to look into the possibility of setting up something like this. It met in Panama. And they decided to go forward. And so they met again 3 years later in Brazil in 1995. And on that occasion, they officially created the International Fellowship of Free Will Baptist Churches. So that was exactly 30 years ago. We are celebrating the 30th anniversary of the organization. And this year, the International Fellowship meets in the country of Ivory Coast in August.
And it sounds like you've got a large number of countries coming from all over the world this year.
Yes, so far we have 12 countries that have registered to come, besides the host country, Ivory Coast.
That's great. Now, what does the International Fellowship of Free Will Baptists do?
Well, the purpose of the International Fellowship is to bring Free Will Baptists together from different countries across the globe. And one is for identification. It serves as a way of us understanding the greater Free Will Baptist family and to actually be able to interact with Free Will Baptists from other countries. So it gives Free Will Baptists from countries where maybe they don't have a large presence, it gives them that identification with the greater Free Will Baptist family. So that's the first thing. The second thing is it's for fellowship. I mean, that's the reason it has the name Fellowship of Free Will Baptists. So we get together and we fellowship, we get to know one another. And thirdly, it's for mutual edification and encouragement. It's also a time when we get to learn one from another.
And I would say even a bit of helping each other. I think about what the International Fellowship, what you set up during COVID, where different leaders could share what was happening in their country, and really, wouldn't you say that was helpful to each of our countries?
Yes, in this edification and encouragement, for now, we do have it set up to where we meet in person every 3 years, but we're working on a system to where we can have online meetings as well more often and discuss different topics and have people speak to us on different subjects that would be of interest and of help to our Free Will Baptists around the globe. We're still working out the technological kinks of bringing everybody together and have different languages in the same meeting, in an online meeting. We're still working that out, but we definitely hope to do more of that in the near future.
So someone's listening, they're thinking, wow, I'd like to learn more about that, know what's happening in other countries. What can they do to learn more about the International Fellowship of Free Will Baptist and also what's happening in our different churches and throughout the world?
Yes. We have a Facebook page, and people can go to the Facebook page. It's facebook.com /groups IFOFWBC, which stands for International Fellowship of Free Will Baptist Churches. And so on that page, We try to post some of the major news of what's going on around the world, among Free Will Baptists around the world, and they can find out more about that there.
So that's a really exciting thing, especially if someone's on Facebook. They really should like the page and they're like, oh, I didn't get that. They're driving down the road. If you go later and look at this on Facebook, it's going to the link will be there. It's also going to be there on YouTube. And so really, Dr. Eagleton, that's where they can know what's happening, which is kind of encouraging to see how God is moving throughout our world.
Oh, yes, definitely. And God is moving.
Mm-hmm.
We are receiving reports from different parts of the world, and God is moving tremendously. We have places where we haven't even sent out Free Will Baptists to where they are contacting us and wanting to become Free Will Baptists. They want to join. We're going to have at least 3 requests that are going to be dealt with at this meeting of countries that want to join the International Fellowship. We are in contact with countries where there are people that want to become Free Will Baptists. So there's a lot happening, and it's very encouraging.
That's wonderful. And so I'm listening and I'm in another country. Let's say my country is not part of the International Fellowship of Free Will Baptists. Talk to that listener about what they can do to reach out to you and actually join the International Fellowship of Free Will Baptists.
Okay. Well, first of all, it's important to understand that the International Fellowship is not for individuals to join, because the members of the International Fellowship are associations of Free Will Baptist churches. But if your country is not a member of the International Fellowship of Free Will Baptists, you should encourage the association to write to the International Fellowship. And our email is using the same letters, IFOFWBC@gmail.com. And so it stands for International Fellowship of Free Will Baptist Churches at gmail.com. And request the procedure. The procedure basically is the associations have to be in accord with 3 foundational documents. And those documents are, first of all, the Panama Statement, which was drafted back in 1992 when they first met. And then the second document is the Doctrinal Statement and Articles of Faith of Free Will Baptist. And the third document is our Constitution and Bylaws. So if the association is in agreement with those 3 documents, they can then petition to join the International Fellowship, saying that they agree with those documents, giving us a little bit of information about the association. And then the executive committee, they receive that request. And if they deem it's necessary to interview them or whatever is necessary to do, and then they will recommend that country joining. That recommendation will go to the next meeting of the International Fellowship, and then the decision is made by the body.
Very good. And so, like you mentioned earlier, that's what will happen in this fall.
Yes.
So it's you hear this now, and you're like, oh well, we won't make it for that meeting, but some of these countries got into this, right after our last meeting in Bulgaria. So this would be a good time to reach out. And of course, we'll put that email there in the subject line and so forth for people that watch and listen to this. Hey, sure. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today, Dr. Eagleton.
It was my pleasure.
I appreciate what you're doing, and appreciate what the International Fellowship of Free Will Baptists is doing. And it truly is encouraging to see all over the world Free Will Baptists at work doing what they can to reach people with the gospel of Jesus Christ. We want to thank you for taking the time to be with us today. Maybe your church would like to help support the International Fellowship. You could also use those sites that Dr. Eagleton mentioned earlier, and you could send some resources to them to help out with the upcoming convention, or them with other activities that they have. A lot of our Free Will Baptist brothers and sisters are in countries that don't have the same resources that we often have in the United States and in Canada and North America. So we encourage you to think about that. Maybe you know somebody that would benefit from this podcast. Please take it and please share it with them. Remember, every little thing we do, it really does matter. And we truly are better when we work together. We're better together. Thank you.